Good afternoon. It's April 5th, and if you're a Star Trek fan, happy First Contact Day. All right, so B30 class, we're going to go over Animal Farm, chapters 1 to 3, and I'm going to record this right now, and I'm going to give this or post this on Google Classroom. So I'm going to try to share some screens here, and let me just see if I can do that. Yes, I can. All right, so I'm going to share there. All right, so we have Animal Farm from the author, George Orwell, and hopefully you've been reading Animal Farm. Here are the summary notes for chapter 1. If I can get to that screen. It's going to let me. There we go. All right, so I wonder if I can move my screen up here. Yes, I can. Okay. So chapter 1, Animal Farm, just like The Lord of the Flies, deals with different types of governing. We have democracy, of course, and then we have fascism and communism. And so those are going to be flipping back and forth, just like Lord of the Flies. And at the end of the novel study, I will have a graph that will help you visualize that a little bit better. And so let's get going here. I put titles to each chapter, even though Animal Farm does not have any chapter titles like Lord of the Flies. So my titles fit what is going on in this in each chapter. So we have chapter 1, and I call it The Dream of Revolution. Okay, so whenever there's a revolution, that's immediate change, and so we know that's going to things are never going to be the same again. So it's immediate change, where evolution is change over time. So we have a revolution coming up here. So that foreshadows right off the bat. So Mr. Jones is a drunkard who does very little for the welfare of his animals and the farm. Old Major, he's the priced boar on the farm here, called a meeting while Jones was sleeping off his hangover. The animals come and listen to what Old Major has to say. He speaks of a dream where he questions the lifestyle of animals. He speaks of a revolution to be free from human control and consumption. Now, we talked about consumption in Lord of the Flies, and we also did that through the Coca-Cola documentary as well. So that we're tying all this in with this novel, as I mentioned when we were back in classroom. All men are enemies and all animals are comrades. You need to remember that, as that's going to be a recurring theme throughout the novel. And the Beasts of England becomes the animals' anthem. Now, if we were actually in class, we would be having some fun with this one. And I like to sing it. So, because it is a song, but I'm going to give it a go anyway, so just have some fun with this. And even though it says on page 7 that the tune goes something along the lines of Clementine, like "Oh my darling, oh my darling," and "La Cucaracha," that song. I kind of go with the Clementine one, so we'll give it a go. So you can have your fun with and laughter in this one, but we would have had a lot of fun in the classroom singing it. So here we go. Beast of England, beast of Ireland, beast of every land and clime, hearken to my joyful tidings of a golden future time. Soon or late the day is coming, tyrant man shall be overthrown, and the fruitful fields of England shall be trod by beasts alone. Rings shall vanish from our noses, and our harness from our back. Bit and spur shall rust forever, cruel whips no more shall crack. Riches more than mind can picture, wheat or barley, oats and hay, clover, beans, and mangel wurzels shall be ours upon the day. Bright will shine the fields of England, pure shall its water be, sweeter yet shall blow its breezes on the day that sets us free. For that day we all must labor, though we die before it break. Cows and horses, geese and turkeys, all must toil for freedom's sake. Beasts of England, beasts of Ireland, beasts of every land and clime, hearken well and spread my tidings of a golden future time. And that song ends the chapter 1. Now in chapter 2, there's Mr. Jones hears all this racket at the end of chapter 1, and a gun goes off, and it doesn't say who got hit or anything like that, but we find out in chapter 2, and I entitled this "Animalism is Born: Badges of Slavery and Rebellion," and there's 2 slides for this one. Old Major dies 3 days later. So in the movie, they do show that Old Major had been hit by Jones's errant shot, and his body was buried at the foot of the orchard. Snowball and Napoleon become the new leaders of the animals. So that's a reference, a historical reference to Trotsky versus Stalin. So those of you that remember your History 20, this is quite fitting here. And of course, this is the communism, the birth of communism. No one knew when the rebellion would take place. Squealer is a follower, but is a capable speaker and a good debater. The pigs have taken Old Major's teachings and created animalism. So it's communism, but it's a very skewed version. So similar to how certain governing bodies can be skewed on the surface. It looks like it's democracy or communism or fascism, but deep down it's something else. And the more you dig deeper, the more you find out that it's totally something else. They taught animalism to the animals every night. The animals rebelled against the humans and ran them off the farm. So that's a reference to the Russian Revolution. And Manor Farm is now named Animal Farm. And that's when Russia became the Soviet Union, and we had our 60 years of Cold War. Slide number 2. Eventually. There we go. The house of the Jones would be kept as a museum to remind the animals why they did what they did. Also, no animal must ever live there. So there's some foreshadowing there. The 7 commandments created, page 15 reference, unalterable law by which all animals on Animal Farm must live forever after. And again, some more foreshadowing on page 15. That might help you with some of your project ideas. Commandment number 1, whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. Commandment number 2, whatever goes upon 4 legs or has wings is a friend. Commandment 3, no animal shall wear clothes. 4, no animal shall sleep in a bed. 5, no animal shall drink alcohol. 6, no animal shall kill any other animal. And number 7, all animals are equals. Please remember that as you continue to read. And the animals find out at the end of chapter 2 that the milk is missing, and they don't know who took it. So I'm going to stop at chapter 2 for now. If you have any questions about chapters 1 and 2, please give me a shout through email. And don't forget to check out Google Classroom. I'm going to stop the share now here. There we go. So I did update the Google Classroom. There is another assignment that I forgot to put in the original document. So it's called Shooting an Elephant by George Orwell. Please read the instructions for that on Google Classroom. And have yourself a good rest of the weekend, and we'll stay in touch this coming week as we lead up to Easter. And remember, Easter break, there is no instruction during that time, so that week off is still intact. But if you have any questions prior to that, please let me know. And stay on top of your assignments. The sooner you get it done, the sooner you have a little more freedom to do other things. So take care of your families, and we'll see you next time.